Arnold Shuchat of the Shuchat Group-Sutton Westcoast Realty and parkbench.com. And I'm at the Kehila Society in Richmond with Toby, Rubin and Lynne, co-executive directors. And we're here to talk about the amazing work that Kehila Society does. Some people haven't heard about it. Take it away. What do you do?
So Kehila has been around for over 20 years. And our main mission is to facilitate satellite and outreach programming for the Jewish community of Richmond. However, we expand far beyond that and work with the multi-faith community in servicing the homeless and those who are living a minimized life due to disabilities, etc. And through that, we are doing a lot of work with the disability groups of Canada and lobbying and advocating for a variety of things for them. We're also advocating against racism and hate crimes and women in crisis.
That's a big job. That's a huge, wide ambit
job.
of responsibility. How does somebody find out where to find you if they have needs?
Well, we do have a website, kehilasociety.org, and we are known among a lot of the churches, agencies such as Pathways, Turning Point, Chemo. We work with all of them for individuals that are in crisis or needing a resource. So pretty much you can reach out to us by phone, by website, referrals from Jewish Family Services, Federation.
So how far do you take this? I mean, there's so many people with needs, there's such limited resources. What is the perfect scenario for you? Hopefully people's lives turn around. It can't be to sustain everybody forever. How does it work? Where's the flow?
There is, part of my role is to work on funding, so I'm continually filling out grants, approaching donors, if anybody would like to donate. And we are needs driven, so we don't do any programming that we don't have funds for. So if we have a client who comes to us and is in need and we don't do that or we don't have funds to help that, then we'll refer them to our contacts in larger agencies.
And what are the organizations that churches refer to you, or how do you get your people? It's not a direct phone call, is it?
Sometimes we work with the Multi-Faith Food Aid Committee, which is a variety of churches and other services and us, and they are under the Richmond Poverty Reduction Coalition, who do things like Homeless Connect, etc. So we meet regularly, and for those individuals, we provide gift cards for hot meals for the homeless. We'll provide some funds to help them with groceries, or we'll, come across a donor who says, I have a dozen boxes of bananas, and we'll go pick them up and distribute them to the community meal programs, inclusive of our 2 meal programs, which provide about 200 meals a week.
We also get names from Richmond Cares, Richmond Gives. I sit on their Better at Homes program. So often if a senior is referred to them in need of a service, they'll let us know. So we could perhaps provide meals for them, because the services they offer aren't meal driven. They can go grocery shopping, but not meal driven, and vice versa. So it's building those relationships that Lynne and I have done over the last 7-8 years that we've been co-executive directors that helps with the contacts.
And all our programs, services, etc., are not exclusive to the Jewish community. We help anyone that we can that needs help.
And do you get calls? Is it organizations that call you, or that say they have an individual, or do families call you and say, I can't find my mother who doesn't eat well, or I can't take care of them? Really? So.
Yeah, and we'll work with the family to educate them on what resources are available for their parent, themselves, whatever. We also work with groups like the Richmond Jewish Day School, providing funding for children that cannot participate in the hot lunch program and need food subsidization. So we provide funding to have breakfast food there. and we provide the funding to cover the costs of them having hot meals, etc. I think it's every day of the week or one day a week. But
great.
we're servicing about 20 children at RJDS there.
Let me ask you something, and this might be a tough question. In the charitable organization business, there's a lot of competition for funds, and it must be tough right now with COVID, and donors must be tightening up, or there's casualties out there. Why would you say your organization? I mean, you receive community funding as well, probably, but like, what do you do better than anybody else? Is it the utilization of resources?
I think we're accessible, that we have long tentacles that reach to other organizations. We're aware of other resources out in the community. So I think communicating and networking and partnering with agencies at large is what we do really well.
Tell me about each of you, your favorite success story. I mean, I know in a charitable organization, you smash your head against the wall day after day, and it's like a kid. You try to teach them to eat healthy, and and then 25 years later, maybe they do. But you bang your head against the wall to raise funds, and it's hard work. And there's something happens every so often to make it all worth it.
Well,
what is it for you?
Well, for me, because my portfolio is mainly dealing with seniors, and obviously we pivoted from running in-person programs to Zoom programs, and also creating another meal program, is when, I create a newsletter, 6 pages every 2 months, and on the cover of our one for January, we had a picture of this lovely lady, Marion Hertzman. She happens to be one of the people I normally deliver to, and she turned 100. And I think seeing her still on her own and 100 and still with it and enjoying our programs and the meals, that's why you do it. At least that's why I do it with my seniors portfolios, wanting them to live their best lives. So if there's any way we can help them, even if it's just a phone call. I have one senior I deliver meals for. She told me yesterday her dog is at end stage. So it's just checking in with them and making sure they're okay. You become part of their lives. And for some of them, that's their only outlet. Some of them don't have families. Some of them do. Marion has family, but still.
She's outlived them.
Hmm?
She's outlived them.
They actually donated funds so that everybody on our Meals on Wheels programs and Light a Shabbat program received a birthday cupcake.
Yeah.
So there was 150 cupcakes that were made and delivered with the meals to everybody. So that
people
she still celebrate.
People always think when it comes to charitable organizations that it's about the basics, food, but the newest research that's come out has shown that the biggest killer is loneliness. The thing that shuts down your
100%.
brain is loneliness.
100%.
So if the organization can support even a few volunteers who can make phone calls and drop in,
100%.
it's a world of difference. It's not even sometimes about the money. It's just about
Even
the manpower.
Even dropping the mail, you get to know. I've been doing this for almost a year now between the two organizations, and I take to the same people for the most part. I mean, there's some that come and go, because some people go in a meal program maybe because they're recovering from surgery or just had a hard time, and they always ask, how are you? And if there was one week I couldn't do it, where were you? Are you okay? That's their they're
That's
used
their
to seeing you
connection.
at a set time, and you're right, and that's why we do Zoom. Zoom doesn't work for everyone. That's why we've increased the highlights going out every 2 months, and we have friendly visitor calls we do, because right now during the pandemic that's the best we can do, and for a lot of them it means a lot. And what's really neat is that a lot of the friendly visitor calls are made by other seniors themselves, which is who want to be helpful. And you mentioned about, is it harder for Lynne to collect money this year? In some ways, yes, and in some ways, no. A lot of charity, other boards that I sit on, their donations have actually increased because people aren't spending what they used to, and because they see how small the world is and how we're all in this together.
Do you need volunteers?
We're always looking for volunteers, whether it's to deliver the meals, because those are all done by volunteers, whether it's to call a friendly visitor, whether it's, just someone who could give Lynne contacts of who she could get in touch with. We're always looking for volunteers and people just to learn more about our organization.
It's interesting because when you think of volunteering, it feels like such a huge commitment and people worry about what they're going to get into. But if everybody who didn't volunteer at all just picked one buddy, one older person or one buddy that they're going to do, it might spend 15 minutes a week to just do one thing, you'd be making a world of difference for that one person.
Well, we
How
started an
difficult?
intergenerational pen pal program with 25 seniors, and we're doing it with the grade 7s from our JDS and the grade 5-6 from the Beth Tikva Hebrew School. And the idea was to get the seniors to write back. Now, some of them just aren't quite working out like that, but they still like getting the letters. And for some, it's been great. And they come to me and then I disperse them, which is what I was doing right before here. And just some of them are pages long. The kids are doing with pictures, and it's really nice
Some
to
don't
see,
have
because you're right.
grandparents.
Some don't, and some don't have grandkids. And you're right. It's that one student, who's reaching out, and it's, some of them say, I can't really write back, my handwriting's bad, but can they please still write me? And you're right, it's that little thing, costs nothing, makes a difference.
We do a lot of intergenerational programming for all the Jewish holidays, and the programs Toby does with the library, etc. So it's a nice mesh.
And you're right, that little card, that Purim card that's going in the bags on Tuesday that the little kids at our JDS made, that touches somebody and it makes them have a smile, and it could be what they need that day.
And a what?
Touches their heart,
A
right?
smile and a koopy?
No, it is a smile, and it could
Oh, I can hear what you
make
said.
make their day.
Right on.
Make their day, so.
All right, dreams for this year? What are your hopes? What are your targets?
COVID goes away so that our seniors can get, and our people who are compromised can get back out to programming. Our bus service can run again. We have a free bus service that we work with the city of Richmond that brings our seniors who need rides to all our programming. Donations and grant funding has been amazing this year, so we hope that those funds keep coming in so we can continue to help those that need it most.
And ultimately, we'd love our own room, building, place that's us. This is an office building, so Lynne and I can work out of it, but it's not where we hold our program, so it would be nice to sort of have, like, in the long term, down the road, we're working towards that. Not an entire building, just maybe a space within a newer building that we could maybe even have a drop-in kind of place for, seniors, teens, whoever.
You don't need a building,
We
you
don't
just
have
need,
right now.
you just need a big kitchen with
We
office
need a
chairs.
building.
I'm
We
saying.
need a building. We need a kosher kitchen. We need a large meeting hall that's neutral for all territories to come and meet, and that we could rent out or donate to other nonprofit groups.
But in the meantime,
But
we're
we're working on it.
grateful for all the agencies we work for, both in the Jewish community and the city of Richmond. And for my portfolio for seniors, Richmond is the best place if you're a senior to live. Between the Minoru Senior Center, our community centers, the library, just all the groups, we all work together really well, and it's an amazing place. Once COVID goes, it'll be even better, because they can get out to the activities instead of doing everything on Zoom.
So Toby, when we talk about seniors, is it happily married couples who are seniors that are part of this? It's
of
mostly
them are-
single.
Yeah, there is a few couples for sure.
Any
But
successful
unfortunately-
matches out of your
No,
organization?
no, that hasn't
Most of the
happened.
women at that age are so
They're
done.
fed up. That's it.
But we do have a few married couples for sure, but let's face it, the women far outnumber the men, but that's statistically what happens. The program that I have, we have people as young as early 70s who I'd like to call my worker bees, who are the ones that are helping out with the programming, all the way up to 100. So it's a real mix. And we do have some single
Pre-COVID.
men who've outlived their wives as well.
Pre-COVID, I think our oldest volunteer was 96?
She just turned 96.
And
She was helping in the kitchen.
program every day.
That's what's keeping her going.
Yeah.
That's
and-
fantastic.
Yeah.
So if you or a family member or anybody you know needs services from organizations that help, you're in over your head, Kehila Society is the place to first contact if you live in Richmond, that's for sure. And call Toby or Lynne, and at least you'll be directed to make the first best step.
And the office number is 604-241-9270, or kehilasociety.org is our website.
If we can help you, we'll find someone who can.
For the Shuchat Group-Sutton Westcoast Realty and parkbench.com, I'm Arnold Shuchat with Toby and Lynne. Wishing you a great day.
Thank you, Arnie.
So now we're-